What's up, dudes? Guess I'll stitch together another video here. Not sure why she's moving so slowly. This is kind of cool. Like I'm rolling with my friend Andy. I met Andy 15 years ago at the first school I worked at here, and then he opened this place up, and he has some other places. I actually stopped by his other place, and he was like, "Oh, let's go here quick," and then he's off somewhere else, and and then he's gonna come back, and then we're gonna go to his other place. And guess I'm filming this just because it's kind of funny. What was that, 2 days ago I'm talking about the meetup, and I wanted to go. He said he had some space in a basement where the meetup might work. So I mentioned to him, like, "Oh yeah, I think maybe I'll go check it out next week sometime." And he's like, "Oh no, let's just go now." So I jumped on his motorcycle, like actual motorcycle, not scooter, and he dropped me off here and fed me, and then he went off to do something else, and I'm waiting for him to come back. I'll show you the basement when we get there. What's up, dudes? Different location. Here's the basement. Nice size. I'm gonna take some pictures. Everybody, this is Andy.
Andy Idiot. Andy Idiot, the owner of the Idiot. Yeah.
I met you 15 years ago, right? Yeah, 15 years ago, long time.
Yeah, 15 years. We've been friends for 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
Look, I look.
Now we have the same hairstyle.
Same hairstyle. I'm Indian now.
Yeah, Indian.
All right, here, I'll take a picture. So that was Andy. You know, one of the cool things about Taiwan is stuff is just always happening like that. Well, I guess one of the cool things about Taiwan for me is stuff is always happening. I'm just gonna throw it here at the end. I'm walking to the MRT restaurant that's down there. It's the Brown Line. If you looked it up on Google. The Brass Monkey, I guess, is around the corner. I just saw it on Google Maps. It's a place foreigners tend to be familiar with. I was I'll post a link to it below. I was really happy with the picture I drew today. I think it's my favorite picture. I went on this rant for some reason about the destruction. What kind of car is that? I don't know. Looks cool. About the destruction of the nation state. And the picture I drew is cool. It's like the Illuminati pyramid with like people holding hands around it, and then at the top there's like these people attacking the eye. Well, this morning I had more things to say about the fall. There's MRT going that way. Of the nation state. Let me see if I can summarize it quickly. What the trend I'm seeing, and this isn't new, I've been seeing it a long time, but now the technologies are just making me see it more and more and more. Like, maybe no one remembers, but I used to be deep into barter exchanges. That kind of concept for me is getting replaced by cryptocurrencies. But, you know, between cryptocurrencies, the way communication is changing, the speed of communication and knowledge exchange, how international people are becoming, how powerful collective groups could be, like, you know, working in concert. And now, you know, as new systems and protocols emerge and modes of thought for people to coordinate together under a new banner. Very, very interesting things will take place. And I guess my whole thing about nation states, and I could do a video on the Illuminati, but like what it represents, not that there's an actual group, but, you know, all the systems that, I mean, basically around the world everyone is touched by systems that were created by, essentially, I'll just say, like old white people, old white men. So the dominating form of thought and government and structure, just using that as a general, way to state it, not that it's only that. And I mean, there are other models for taxation and governance and military strength, and I mean, there's like new systems will emerge. Like, I'm not really well read on ISIS or whatever, but I mean, it's I should read up more on it. But just like what I know on the fringes, I mean, they have these people, leveraging technology and communications or whatever. These people that are on the fringe, they're on the fringes in these communities. From what little I know, like, that's why these things keep happening, like in Paris. I think Paris is one of the places that there's just like communities of young Middle Eastern men who have been marginalized, and the governments that they're currently operating under aren't, I mean, essentially it sounds like, I don't know, that they're not taking care of them. They're not giving them, I guess, anyhow, these people are easy to turn, right? Now that's a kind of a, a negative, more destructive version of leveraging communication. And I mean, like, small groups of people can do crazy things. I mean, business-wise, militarily, thought-wise. I mean, all it takes are small, coordinated groups of people. Now, I guess I ended up going on a rant-ish about it, similar to what I did in the journal. But yeah, people are going to come up with, I guess I can go this way. Yeah, people are going to come up with new systems of coordinating and working together, and you're going to have smaller, self-governing bodies that, find new ways to live. I mean, they exist now in the, upper echelons, right? Like, we see it all the time. Like, somebody with money and influence, they are able to get away with things that the common person is not able to get away with. But a coordinated group of quote-unquote common people can create, a level of power and influence and authority that trumps what I think people believe is possible. I think it would have been better if I just waited for the lights up there. Anyhow, there, little random rant about stuff at the end. It was a long set of stairs. Peace.